the fucking Von Trier's video you sent in.
Oh God, that ruined my fucking brain.
And I was just like, oh, I have to send this to Rob. This is a Rob
so
video.
funny.
You're like, and then you were like, I think I added this. I was like, oh, fuck, of course you did.
Yeah, that video was so bad I couldn't react to it. I just was sitting at the edge of my seat, being like, "How is he gonna get out of this?" And he doesn't get out of it. That's the thing.
No, we were just sitting in silence while everyone in the chat was going, "Oh no, oh no, oh no."
That's a Euro vibe.
That is,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was such a
100%.
fucking Euro vibe. That was too much.
You think,
Euro-
how are they going to get out of
European
this?
vibes to handle?
And they don't.
No.
But then they just keep making movies anyway.
Yeah, that is the ultimate Euro vibe. Just saying something woefully inappropriate about the events of World War II. Well, everyone is wondering how you're going to get out of this. It actually turns out you don't really care to get out of it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You just keep going.
Yeah, that's definitely European excellence. I will even go so far to say that, having very controversial bad opinions. Bad opinions. It's not even controversial. Like the worst opinion you can have about World War II. And then just being like, oh, how are they going to come out of this? Oh, no, they actually believe this. Oh, well, welcome to Europe.
There it goes.
Yep.
Have I ever told you, do you guys know the story of Lars von Trier's parents?
No.
I love telling the story just because it's, again, Lars von Trier to me seems like the archetypical European person. And I feel like when you say that, people expect you mean like the fucking yes meme, but like, I mean Lars von Trier. That's actually what they're like in both like looks and opinion and family background. So let me pull this up. So this is from Wikipedia. In 1989, von Trier's mother told him on her deathbed that the man von Trier thought was his biological father was not. He was actually the result of a liaison she had with her former employer, Fritz Michael Hartmann, who was descended from a long line of Danish classical musicians. And they all have Wikipedia pages. She did it in order to give her son artistic genes. Quote, until that point, I thought I had a Jewish background. This is from Lars von Trier. But I'm really more of a Nazi. I believe that my biological father's...
That's from that video.
Oh, does he say it in the video? I forgot.
He says that he says in the video, he doesn't explain that his mom tried to do like, I don't know, homebrew eugenics to him.
What's so funny is it worked.
European
He's
bullshit,
a filmmaker. He's won the fucking the top European awards.
Sure, but like,
that's what's so funny about it.
You hear
the
that,
homebrew eugenics,
parents?
like,
if you
work.
lie to your kids and give
Only
them
in
fake
Europe.
eugenics, only in Europe.
This doesn't work anywhere else.
No, I think the homebrew analogy works because like as we approach our 30s, like I'm in my 30s now, we are just going to know more and more like guys who are casually into making like homebrew beers as they drift into suburbia life. And 1 out of 20 of those times, it will probably be good. It will be a decent beer. The other time, it will just taste like vinegar piss. And that's what happens to most people who try to, selectively breed their children for success.
Oh, God. I really hope none of us gets into like brewing their own beer. I'd be upset with us.
Check back in 10 years for like quarter Späti when we're all in our 40s. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm opposed to
open up
this to you, Nick, when you're brewing your beer in 10 years.
I don't have the patience for it.
You will, man.
Maybe
No,
maybe
I
maybe
do
give you
not.
some
I do not have the
patience.
patience to wait a few days for anything.
And the ghost of Nick's past like skateboards through the wall. It's like, you changed, man. You changed.
That's called the grill pill. You need something to ground you, and
Yeah, but grilling's a lot cooler and it's way faster.
But you could get really into it though. Like you could get like, I don't know, I've encased this entire thing of ribs in like peanut butter.
Yeah, those videos are horrible. I hate when they're like we dry aged this in cum for 24 days, and it's like, why would you? I don't want any of this.
Well, not like cum. Like you dry age it in something that might work out. Like I don't know, Marmite or something. Like it has to have like it should sound like it might work, but it still won't.
They like occasionally end up in my TikTok feed. And like one of them I saw that just like murdered my brain was that they dry aged it in MSG.
Yo, your meat ever needed like an extra meaty taste?
Yeah. Oh god, imagine just how murdered your taste buds would be. All the umami.
But like you can't. MSG is so fucking powerful. Like you need like a sprinkle of 4 flakes in like a thing of ramen or something to give it like MSG flavor.
Yeah, no.
You can't encase an entire
Encase
thing
the
in
entire thing in it. Yep.
No.
Let it,
Ciaran,
let
you
it
s-
age.
salt.
Let it age
You say-
for 30 days.
You say that, but I have been, much like spiciness, I've been developing the most concentrated MSG on the planet. Keeping it in a bottle.
Unleash it onto the world.
It could
Like,
literally.
uh,
It could
I have
literally-
competitions where people see if they can take it without, I don't know, dying of because of what is it? It's sodium imbalance or something.
Yeah.
it makes
You just
sense.
like disintegrate.
I've usually thought that there's just some like salt god. I'm sure the Romans had something like that, the god of salt, who would be angry if you had too much or too little of it.
Well, yeah, you're becoming like Bizarro universe version of Salt Bay. And you just be like MSG Bay, and you just cover it and sprinkle MSG onto thing.
Hell yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, and you like fist fight Salt Bay. He's ripped, right? I feel like he's.
I don't
ripped.
think he actually is. I think that's
Show muscles,
yeah.
or am I misremembering it?
He's what we call in the biz otter mode.
When you Google Salt Bay, his like, I guess so. Yeah, all right. But it's just very interesting because you can like, you Google, Von Trier or whatever, and then it's like, Danish filmmaker, and it's like the title underneath, Salt Bay, Turkish butcher. I'm like, oh, sure, yeah, I guess so. That makes sense. It's like,
What's his
I
real
saw
name?
that. His real name is Nusret Gökçe. I do not know how half of the diacritics in Turkish work.
Clearly not.
No, apparently not. All his family have been searched for before. He's got like an extended lore.
All of his
We do an
family
episode
has
of
been
Salt Bae.
searched for because, like, I imagine that like every Turkish ultranationalist is trying to find out what his like true lineage, like whether he's
Yeah.
canceled or not.
If he's like Pontic Greek.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah. Salt Bay
we
is
can't-
actually Georgian.
Yeah, no, we can't have our like rack of lamb salted by this Christian thug
Yeah. Have I ever told you my favorite Erdogan conspiracy theory?
that he's Pontic Greek.
That's one of them. Yeah, my other one is
there's
that
another.
then he's Georgian, and apparently this one's not even a conspiracy theory. I think it's like actually true, and that Erdogan just like changed his family history like in the like late 2000s.
Whom amongst us hasn't?
Yeah, like that one. I heard that there's like a bit of legitimacy to that. Then like Erdogan, like during an interview in like the like early 2000s, is like, yeah, my family's originally from Georgia, but like I'm Turkish. And then when he was asked about it way later, he's like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I am 100% Turkish.
Now
would you
watch me
guys-
salt this lamb?
What would you guys change your ethnicity to if you wanted to pull an Erdogan?
Oh, well, absolutely 100% Turkish. Like, you know,
Yeah.
what other answer is there?
Can I be Turkish and Catholic? That's what I want to be.
Ooh, I don't know.
Is that like a dual class system like you have in
It's like that.
D&D?
Yeah, it's like that
Identities
thing that,
akimbo.
yeah, it's like that
Yeah.
thing that you see of like measuring out your if you're privileged or oppressed, and it's like, Turkish plus 100, but if you also combine it with Catholic, it's like minus 300.
Yeah,
But
then
only
I
in
get-
this combination.
Yeah, but I can do that thing where I can double jump and run across like a small bit of water.
Yeah, exactly. But you'll be
Without
confused
falling in.
as being Armenian, which, you don't want.
Hey! Welcome to your weekly corner, Späti. It's been a long week, so it's me, Ciaran, very tired, and I'm joined by Nick
Hey, yo.
and Rob.
That's me. I'm the Irish one. Just making sure everyone has it straight.
We were talking about changing ethnicity, so I guess Rob has picked Irish. So he will be getting the +4 in necromancy. I don't know. What can Irish people do? Yeah, we got like a casual episode with a lot of like weird shit that's been happening lately to talk about. And we're keeping it loose.
I was honestly too tired and too exhausted to look up a topic and make an outline for, so I'm sorry. You can blame this all on me if this is garbage.
I had a great time coming up with some topics. So let me pose a question to you two. First, if you had to pick, where in Europe would you build your Black Hammer City?
Oh, geez. Okay. What's like the weird empty land in Europe that you could use? So there's none really, is there? Because it's like
the easy
so
answer I already
densely
thought is like
populated.
Siberia somewhere. If we're counting that, just there's land out there.
Alright, yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Sure.
It's actually really
I guess.
easy. Like probably more fertile than that.
I think
I was
that you're,
gonna, like-
you're like too on brand for it because you're picking a part of the world where you will die, just as they picked to be up in the Rocky Mountains.
I'm thinking like the mountain range that separates parts of Croatia and Bosnia. Oh, why? But it's like I'm close enough to society, but I feel like I'm close enough to a society in such a way that it's not going to be helpful.
Got to have an internet connection
I mean,
to
yeah,
clap
that's
back
actually a
at
good
the
point.
haters.
I'm thinking, you know what? I'm gonna get a little crazy here. I'm gonna say Crimea, just because there is
The ultimate colonized space.
exactly yeah. Because why not? There have been so many attempted, projects there. Why not try another one?
Doing stolen land acknowledgement for the Greeks in Crimea.
Yeah,
We just
exactly.
go
Perfectly
back
on
far
brand.
enough to the Mycenaean Greeks.
Exactly. Yes. I'm coming home. This is my Rocky Mountains, if you will.
Yeah. That's where we're doing it. Rob, do you want to intro who the fuck these guys are?
Well, first I was just thinking, I don't know if it's 200 acres, but I'd pick one of those private islands Tito had, like his party island. Well, of course you need two, one for business, one for pleasure. But that'll be my answer. You were the one, why don't you intro them, Ciaran? I mean, they are I don't know what to describe them as. They're a collection of people who have decided to start a commune, to take the land back from the settler colonial state that is the United States and do something with it.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really anything else to describe them other than that. They're like, okay, other than they're possibly an op. Like, there's that aspect of it. Jesus, yeah, I don't know. They take a lot of aesthetics as well. Like, I think they claim to. Okay, so they've taken the aesthetics of both like Marxists and anarchists without really. Well, like, okay, they haven't done anything, I think, to say that they're anarchists, and then they have also just like recently attacked Karl Marx,
The colonizer. Yeah, fuck him.
as a colonizer, which is like, okay, sure, that's a all right. Yeah, they're just like, okay, they're also like theater kids. That's my new conclusion as well.
Yeah, a
I
lot
don't know,
of
that Joker dude would look pretty sick. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
dirty little secret is like 60% of Twitter leftists are former theater kids.
I'm
I-
theater kid adjacent.
I
Don't-
realized
don't do
this.
to
I
me.
was not, and one day there was like a tweet that went viral that was like, "I can't be the only one who had lunch like with my English teachers," and I was just like, sometimes I feel like I picked the wrong side.
Yeah, is there anything else to say about Black? Okay, so like they've gone into the Rocky Mountains to make, I think it's like 200 acres.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what that is in like real measurement. But it sounds like a lot. 200 is a big number. And yeah, they're up there. I've seen a campfire, and they obviously have internet in some capacity. And they've apparently are going to make themselves a new like commune. They use the word commune up there. They're anti-imperialist to the point of just contradicting several things at once. I mean, other than that, it's an op. Like I have to say, it's just like an op. It has to be.
So
I
what
don't
they're
think it is. I think it's like, I think it 100% is legitimate. It's the perfect end point of, I think, Americans getting a hold of something. It really is. I feel that then if it was an op, they would be, it's too good of one. As in, like, it seems too legitimate. Like, it seems too that these people are like, yeah, like Rob said, or like you said, Ciaran, that they are, I think it's theater kids getting a hold of the last year and reacting it in a way that's funny, has absolutely no understanding about the things that they claim to be about. They have like a literature site, which is really interesting because they have only Marxists, but then no Marx, which is the funniest shit. And they have even like read like Kim Il Sung and shit like that, and like read about Yucha. Like they are way too online, and it's like all the bad corners of like flag emoji Twitter that then have become a thing.
Which
like,
is ironically why it might be good for them. You know, they got to get offline, get out into some mother nature. They're not going to be able to do it because
they'll last
posting about, you know, you need someone to define yourself against, you know, to keep yourself going. They're most well known for going viral, talking about how Anne Frank is.
Oh God, I forgot that was them too. Holy shit, that was horrible.
While I sincerely believe that they should, you know, log off for a bit, I don't think it's going to stick.
No, and this is the thing that then super shitty, where then I would say that then maybe Ciaran's point of them being an op could be believable, is that the underlying thing is that they have like the Anne Frank thing, like the underlying thing that then like the West pays more attention to the Holocaust and the crimes of colonialism is like obviously true, you know? And that wasn't like I don't know if that's what they meant or not. You know, it's always like really fucking hard to tell, or just maybe they were just anti-Semitic. But somewhere deep in there, I think is in like an actual sense of a critique that then starts of like, hey, crimes of colonialism against typically people of color are overlooked. 100% true. Going and saying fuck Anne Frank is absolutely insane bullshit that you know, completely doesn't understand the histories of, you know, people within like internally colonized peoples within you know, the European whatever subcontinent, part of Asia that we're on, whatever the fuck you want to call it, you know.
Yeah, I can't believe they took my subcontinent of Asia bit. I'm very upset about that because that's been on the Corner Späti website.
Did they actually?
I mean, they've called Europe an Asian subcontinent, and I'm like, damn. All right, fine.
You know, shout out to everyone on whatever they call. What do they call? Black Hammer.
Black Hammer.
Yeah, shout out to our, you know, like, you know, listeners. Clearly,
Patreon supporters,
Patreon subscribers. Yeah, hope you guys like this episode.
So my op theories on this are a handful. So I think first is the point you're making, which is they're taking the correct critique to like a stupid, outlandish conclusion, which makes it feel like it's trying to what would you call it? Like delegitimize both. Right, it's taking this like critique of crimes against black and brown people, like historical crimes against black and brown people, are overlooked in favor of a fixation on the Holocaust. And I was like, okay, that's kind of true, especially if you compare like the Holocaust versus the Herero genocide, which is like kind of considered the precursor to the Holocaust, and was like Germany, as far as I know, still hasn't apologized for that. So like there's that. But then they take it to the conclusion of fuck Holocaust survivors or like the legacy of Jewish people in Europe. And it's like, okay, I feel like that serves only to alienate people who might look at that original starting point. Like, if you show that to... The idea seems like if you show that to a certain type of lib, they'll just now they'll now just dismiss anyone who wants to talk about crimes against black and brown people, historical crimes against brown and black
Yeah,
people.
for sure.
It would be
And
great.
the same thing... Pardon?
Like Jacobin has somehow reached the space where like more of the comments are from like the K Hive or neoliberal Twitter, who's like learned that like this is the tent pole, this is the belly of the beast of the left. That like more of the comments are like, I don't know, complaining about the Jacobin
The most
than supporting
accessible
it.
socialist magazine in the
And
United States.
I would love if per your theory, Ciaran, the Black Hammer Twitter comments become that.
Yeah, that would be brilliant. Because like the same thing is also going on with like one of the fun things I did before we start recording is just like advanced Twitter search. Have these people ever talked about Ireland or the Irish in terms of like colonization? Which was like, there's this one reluctant tweet where they're like, Ireland was colonized, but then they were absorbed into whiteness, and now they're all cops. Which is like, one, that's very American centric, but also it's true.
Yeah, this is
But
the
again,
thing, though.
you've taken this to the wrong conclusion. Like the correct Marxist conclusion is that is true, but there's also probably a lot of Irish people you can reach to like understand colonial shit. Whereas they've just taken this like scorched earth, burned bridges kind of weird conclusion as well. The other 2 points that makes this feel like an op to me. The fact that this is still online is like something that I feel like wouldn't be if it wasn't an op, because there's also a lot of tweets where they're just like calling for the death of police. And I've seen a lot of people get their accounts shut down for less. So that's like one thing that's making me think about it. The third is also the farcical nature of it, because I feel like the 80s, the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, whatever, like American ops took over like actual institutions like the Black Panthers and then like convinced them to commit crimes that they wouldn't have committed otherwise. Like what happened with like, was it the Brooklyn Six or something like that? And then in the same way that America can't seem to like do a coup in South America anymore, this feels like the farcical version of COINTELPRO for like the 2020s of just like,
I think
we're trying.
The thing about it that makes me think that it isn't, I don't know why we're discussing if it's an op or not. It's just like,
Like,
the thing about
doesn't
it is
matter.
it just seems so like I said earlier, it just seems like the most genuine hyper American reaction over like when you find out about something. We've had this discussion about when you find out that the US is bad and you're like, yeah, Assad's cool. And then like you just see takes like that on the internet, like people who are like, I'm anti-imperialist, I love Gaddafi. Or I'm anti-imperialist and I love like North Korea is like my ideal society. And it's like, okay, we get it. You're like 16. You're just finding out about, anti-imperialism.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Or like the people who are like, I love Saddam Hussein. I'm an anti-imperialist. Like, yeah, Saddam Hussein was like literally a CIA op. But okay, yeah, go off. Everything that then's anti-American is good in your eyes. And I feel this is the exact same thing of that, that you have, this is that version of Twitter coming out and like actually trying to then like do praxis, I guess, if you will, but in the like lamest, worst way possible. And they're horrible at organizing. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the pictures of them like doing their like, little bit of organizing of like, going and like doing food stuff. Like they fucking suck at it. Like they're like, if they are an op, then yeah, like whatever. If they aren't, or if they aren't, like if they are, or if they aren't, they're not fucking going anywhere because they do not have that much support. Just clearly.
So So I think the synthesis between our two ideas is that most of these people are real, right? In the same way that like CIA infiltration into like the Black Panthers was just like, oh man, looking forward to this meeting. Hey, who wants to do crimes? Some fucking camp counselor ass motherfucker just like went to this group and was like, we should start a commune. I just happened to buy this land in Colorado. So like most of them are into it.
Where the fuck did that land come from?
Okay, the other thing that's like very op thing about it is like the way they're gathering money. They're gathering money via Venmo. Like,
one of the easiest things to block.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, so that's like, goddamn. There's like again, there's been Patreon accounts shut down for less. Like,
I hear what you're saying, but this just popped in my head, so I'm going to share it. What if you got those Italian chefs who critique food all the time? But they were really mad at the food drive stuff that the Black Hammer org was doing. Just something that came into my head, and I share it with you guys.
Or is this like a content idea?
I'm the ideas man, Ciaran. I'm on to the next one.
Yeah.
Speaking of the next one,
no, you cannot put the ham in the carbonara. That is colonialism, imperialism. You are not true leftists.
Oh, no, I mean, there might be legs to this.
I mean, yeah, let's. I mean, I've already seen 1,000,001 Black Hammer like parody accounts of just like Black Hammer social media intern and stuff like that.
Nick, I want to give you a moment to talk about your favorite rapper's new song, if you'd like to.
I don't know why you're so interested in this.
That.
I simply just put it into the group chat because he's back and I'm happy about it. He never.
There's no more reason we need.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, Moneyboy released a song called Curry about Steph Curry, and it's a fucking banger. It's so good. I love how the dude, like, this just says the sense of like this speaks volumes for the ecosystem that is German rap. The dude doing it ironically is the best rapper in German rap. Like, you cannot tell me that there is a legitimately better German rapper, and I mean German in like the German language, than Moneyboy. Like, the dudes doing it seriously are so fucking lame because there's like nothing original about it. So then why not be a goofy German swag rapper and be the best at it? And he is. And that's all I really have to say. I'm just happy that we got a new Moneyboy song. It is, I don't know. It just is. It's there. I don't know.
I kind of believe what you're saying, but about all rap, which is why Kanye West is my favorite rapper. But that is another conversation. Any of our listeners who maybe want to learn German, it's a great place to start. Moneyboy really, holds your hand into it.
Yeah,
I very little German.
Yeah, I showed Nate Moneyboy, and he was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm like, "This is the best rapper in Germany. What do you like, or in the German speaking world?"
Don't even step.
And I do not mean that. I do not mean that like as a joke. I like Moneyboy is the only German rapper that I do listen to. I like every other German rapper is a fucking joke, and the guy who is a joke is good. Sorry.
Should we maybe explain a little bit more of just like the lore of Moneyboy?
Yeah. Sure.
We've already talked about him on the stream. I think.
Oh yeah, true. We've never talked about Moneyboy on an episode. Moneyboy is the best way to understand Germans' approach to American culture, I think, because Moneyboy had his very first single, I believe, in like 2012, 2013, where he just ripped off a Soulja Boy song called. The Soulja Boy song is Turn My Swag On, and Moneyboy just literally called the song Treten Swag auf. Word for word, just takes the song, at least the chorus, and just does it in German. Does the exact same beat, everything.
That's so much better than him ripping off Superman and calling it Ubermensch. That would be.
That would have been very bad.
Worse.
But Moneyboy has had a career for over about a decade now, from arguably one of the worst direct ripoffs of a song that I've ever heard, that it is so bad. Like, it's very much in the vein of like Lil B and stuff like that. And Money Boy was very conscious in the sense of doing this type of music, but in German-speaking countries. And because I think Germans don't have a filter of like what's cool and what isn't, in the sense of like, well, as long as it's like, this, thing that can like somewhat like toe the line between irony and legitimacy, let's just kind of go with it,
But don't you think people are in on the joke too? Like,
yeah,
they're processing American culture the same way he is, to some extent at least.
I mean, the first video I saw of him was the interview, and like 2 seconds into it, there was like this, I don't know, German MTV style. It's like it's TV aimed at the youngins.
Joyce
and
thing, yeah.
Joyce, yeah. And they had in the background like a TV with the live comments coming in from social media, and all I felt like I needed to understand was the first comment I saw, which said, "Der boy swagged."
Yeah, so this is the thing. Yeah, it's definitely the thing that then is very much in the same vein as Lil B, of that then if you're in it, you know that it's the joke, and Lil B's music is atrocious, like purposefully so. Like Lil B never has rapped on the beat. He like purposely produces his songs as bad as he possibly can.
Nice.
And like got a massive has a massive following with like people who are like, actual artists. Like Tyler the Creator is a massive Lil B fan, to the point that there's a video of Tyler the Creator at like Coachella, like on stage with Lil B, singing every single word of every Lil B song at Coachella. Lil B also worked with like Krayshawn when she was like actually trying to come up as like a legitimate rapper. So there is like a thing. I mean, I don't know like shit about like art theory and whatnot. There is like something in the sense of like, bad taste being good. Like very much so, with the sense of that then how like, I mean, you see it in like in other German rappers, it'd be stuff like Young Hoon and stuff like that definitely fall into the category of like the post Money Boy, that generation finding out about Lil B and whatnot. Like to the point that then like I would show Germans Lil B and they'd be like, this is horrible. But then they would be like, oh, like a year later, like, oh, Young Hoon's so cool. It's like, this is the same fucking thing. Like, all right, whatever. But now that you can digest it because you, I guess, somehow understand it, even though Lil B's songs are incoherently stupid. Yeah. But I think that though, in the sense of that Germany or like the German countries is such a smaller media thing to like kind of encapsulate, that if you're big on the internet, you typically are big also then within the charts, like on MTV or whatever. So Money Boy had, like, we're in the US, like Lil B songs are like, I don't know how many like hundreds of millions of views he has. He's not going to be on MTV. Like, just sorry, or maybe
he was on
ESPN actually, but
but like Money Boy was on like that.
It was
Joyce
the number
program.
one song in Germany.
Yeah. But he was on that Joyce program and they just did not know how to handle him.
It's a more meritocratic country, is what you're saying.
Yeah. And I think that then in the sense, because maybe this is just like in the sense of how like the US market or the English speaking market, because I think the UK also has this thing too where you have a lot of subgenres or a lot of like subcategories of music that then will not get radio play the same way that they will in Germany, for example, because it is such a small market of popular German language music.
I think a big part of that is like a legacy media gatekeeper.
Yeah,
type
probably.
Thing
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah.
Where they like, if you come up in like an unconventional way, these gatekeepers will just not recognize you.
Yeah,
like I think that's happening now with like a lot of stuff in the top 40 is like stuff that made it big on TikTok.
Yeah,
and that's like a lot of radio DJs are just like not playing it because they're guys in their 40s in a show that like has a flush sound like soundboard in the middle of like, I don't know, Ohio, and they just refuse to like learn what TikTok is, so that music might come up through it.
Or they really love going on TikTok.
Yeah, or that. But I think it's in the sense too that then radio is also from that sense too that then radio stations have like these traditional, depending how big the radio station is, have like really good relationships with major record labels. And they're communicating continuously with one another of like, what is the next hit song going to be? Like, you have to think about that. Songs are literally written in specific keys depending on what time of the year they're going to be released as a single at. You know, a summer song is going to sound like a summer song. The beat's going to, you know, be a certain way. It's going to be in a specific key, particularly, you know, probably like major or whatever, you know.
I put my hands up in my son.
Yeah.
I love that song.
And there is like, it's always like really interesting seeing a lot of musicians who like aren't in that sphere, like going and then like recording with musicians who are, and they're just like completely flabbergasted that then like there are people just calculating out like this song has to be in this key because this single is going to come out in this month, and we need to get this radio play to happen because this is going to be like the summer jam. You know, yeah, like there is that, like that is not, I do not think that exists in Germany or in most other parts of the world, because you know, the relationship between music and radio, I don't think developed in the same way. And Germany then not having that gatekeeping allows a money boy to then become weirdly the most popular artist for 2 weeks in 2012.
Yeah.
And then it's just like he's made a whole career out of it. So good for him.
We also, like a lot of European record label media relationships kind of operate around like, oh, thank fuck we have a song in German. Yeah. So they'll take anything, and like unless you're a country, I'm not sure if Germany has this, but like a lot of European countries have that like French law. Like Canada has the French law of just like you have to dedicate something like 60% of airtime to stuff made in your country. Which is why like a lot of really big musicians come out of Canada, because they get huge platforms within Canada and then move to the States. That's like what happened to both Avril Lavigne and Nickelback.
Hell fucking yeah, right, damn it.
Goddamn. Working.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean like I find Money Boy only simply interesting in the sense of that it's like the thing with like die Antwort, like are they real, are they fake? And yeah, I don't ever really want to find out. So.
They're too scary. Money Boy is seems like pleasant to be around.
Die Antwort is just lame. Like I'll be the first to say it. They fucking suck. They're not even like good ironic.
They're like
music.
the Rim. They're scary.
They're not scary at all. They're so fucking annoying, and they're like real just garbage. Like what are their names? Like I heard that they're just absolute pieces of shit. And I had to work at a concert of theirs, and holy shit, it was the worst experience at a concert that I've ever had. Like the first concert I had to work at
by how intelligent.
Not intimidated. It was just that then like everyone was just such a fucking like asshole.
Yeah,
and
so they're scary.
No, they're not scary. Like, their personality was like, I listened to this band because it's cool, but like it was at the point of that because it's Germany that die Antwort wasn't cool anymore. You know, it was like 5 years after everyone else in the U.S. had already found out about it. So you're like, okay, whatever. This band's just like abrasive and annoying. And the like funniest thing was though, Ciaran's going to enjoy this one. The concert that I worked at before that was Limp Bizkit. And that was sick.
Nice.
By
Timeless
far,
music.
one of the best concerts I've ever been to.
Yeah. White guy from America doing rap music, cool. White guy from South Africa doing rap music, sus. Immediately sus.
Yeah. But that's, exactly the same thing too, though, is that then Fred Durst, like, absolutely started as a joke that kind of just, like, grew legs and just continued to grow, and no one seemed to be in on it aside from the people in Limp Bizkit. And I don't even think Fred Durst was even in it at one point anymore, because he like seemed to, you know, turn into the character.
Yeah. But,
shout out to my favorite president, Vladimir Putin. That's Fred Durst was, letting me know that.
I had a small point here about Putin. Not much to comment. Just wanted to take a note. Putin looks to make equating Stalin and the USSR to Hitler and Nazi Germany illegal.
That's right. That's just smart. That's just good legislation.
Maybe this is just he doesn't actually care, and he's just looking to arrest Ursula von der Leyen when she steps foot into the country, like getting Al Capone on tax evasion.
It is definitely like it's the classic Russian thing of like picking doing the right thing for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Of just like backing Armenia backing Armenia in the conflict that happened last year, like late last year, purely because Armenia is being attacked by NATO members. So it's just like, yeah, fuck this. But like, also that was the correct side on the like.
Yeah,
situation
exactly.
to be on.
I'll take it. I don't care what you know. What I don't care what the reason is. I will take that being a good law being made by Putin.
But I think you have to understand. I think the kind of people who would support this law in Russia are the kind of people who are like, yes, it was good when we were like a big country and we were in control of everything and we could have like nuked everyone if we wanted to. Like nothing to do with like communism.
Yeah, they're also like really big supporters of the Russian, Orthodox Church and whatnot too, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
And this whole, it's just like anything that then is Russian identity is something that then is something to be proud of, even if that Russian identity is a Georgian man.
Yeah, which is a baller move that like we haven't seen Orban do. I want to see Orban like incorporate like Hungary from like the 50s to the 90s into his version of like how Hungary is great. Like just completely erase the socialist aspect of it, but just like, yeah, we were one of the richest countries in the second world, like because Hungary is great. Ignore everything else around that. Nah, he has to deny it and lean on the interwar period.
Lukács is actually the greatest Marxist thinker. Actually, he surpassed Marx in many ways. So really, you don't need to read Marx.
Did they take did they take a statue of him down in Hungary?
Yeah,
actually, yeah,
they did a bunch of stuff to him. Like I
my
think his
Black
papers
Hammer
or
city is
something?
going into rural Hungary.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like definitely that's like that is the hardest difficulty level to put your commune is in the middle of Hungary.
In Jobbik country.
Yeah,
Never
exactly.
mind Fidesz country.
Yeah, just get firebombed daily.
I love to do communes on legendary mode.
No save points. If you die, you have to start over.
Just like real life.
That's all I got on the culture front. Ciaran, you bring anything to class for us?
Some like new stuff.
Yeah.
I guess like the first thing we should probably talk about, because it's a quick one, is like Pablo Iglesias of Podemos is like resigning/retiring from politics, which is a shame, I guess. I mean, okay, it's a shame, but also at the same time, he's still going to be going off. Like I can't, like, everything I read about this was just like he's still going to make his opinion known on shit. So
he's just gonna become a poster then. That's cool. I respect that.
We respect that, yeah. And also, like, I think it's worth pointing out that like Podemos was very successful at building this thing that isn't completely centered around him. Like, I'm not like in any way insecure about Podemos as like a party or a movement without him being there. I think it's as fine as it is without him. Which you can't say for a lot of other similar movements, I feel like. So, yeah, that's just a quick one. In more fun shit, we narrowly avoided this weekend, or like this week, a restarting of the 100 Years' War between France and the UK.
That's
What
always
the fuck
nice.
was that? That was the dumbest shit that I've seen this week.
So fucking
That's like when you always read those news articles that like the Earth narrowly avoided an asteroid, and it's like, oh, I guess good to know, but if but then it's like happens all the time.
Yeah, so like it's over like fishing rights in the Channel Islands, which if anyone out there doesn't know about the Channel Islands, the dumbest shit in the world. The legit dumbest shit in the world. This is Jersey and Guernsey, but Jersey is the focus here. Old Jersey. Hey, I'm a sheep farmer. I'm tax dodging over here. Fucking French ass motherfucker. I don't know. I can't do enough. I can't do enough of a Jersey accent to do my like old Jersey, New Jersey guy.
I'm a Jersey guy. Oh, that's where the accent comes from, right?
What?
The New Jersey accent just is. It comes.
Yeah, it comes from Old Jersey.
It comes
Yeah,
from
everyone
Jersey.
from New Jersey
Yeah.
came from the island of Jersey.
Every other, like, imagine just being like, yeah, I'm a proud Italian Jersey.
I don't want none of that French shit.
you go to Jersey. Where can I find a nice slice, a good pie?
My grandparents came over and they got out a Jersey Island to make a new life in this country.
Yeah.
I now
Everyone,
own the only.
no one
massive
knows
shop
that all The Sopranos was in fact filmed not in New Jersey but Jersey.
in Old Jersey. Yeah. You just get like really good tax breaks if you do your
Yeah.
productions there.
There's probably mafia there, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Jersey and Guernsey are these farcical, supposedly independent countries, but they're not. They're
Hey, Ciaran, watch yourself. That's anti-Italian discrimination.
I like this bit. Keep it going. They're called crown dependencies. So they have their own parliament, but like Westminster in London can overrule them whenever they want.
Hey, waste management.
I mean, probably. I think I found a really great photo of some guy who was just like running for the Parliament of Jersey, and he looked like Neville Longbottom from the Harry Potter movies. But like, I was like, vote for me. I was like, oh sure, okay. Again, farcical country because one, it has its own printing of the pound. So none of that money is like usable in the UK. I mean, it's technically usable, but no shop will accept it because no one in like England has ever heard or seen these pounds and will just refuse to take them.
Well, you call this a pound?
And then at the same time, it's like one of the things that escalate. Okay, so it's about fishing rights this week. And one of the escalations over who has the right to fish in these waters, because I cannot stress enough, Jersey and Guernsey are like throwing distance from fucking mainland France. One of the weird escalations is France threatened to turn off their power because they are on the French power grid. They're not like on the British power grid. They're not like energy independent. Like, yeah. And
sorry, I'm laughing. I'm sure that's a big deal. It just sounds like a parent ass like go to your room.
Yeah,
you're
right.
grounded.
Yeah.
Gonna take away
Stop
video
playing
games.
video
games,
No screen time.
yeah, it's 100% what this is because it's a fucking child of a country. Because how the Jerseyans, I think, responded was like there was this one guy, a video went viral where one guy was just got on one of the historic keeps on Jersey Island that overlooks the French coast and just started firing wildly like towards France.
That's how we do it. That's Jersey style, baby.
No, that's New Jersey style because Old Jersey style was that gun was filled with blanks. So it was just like a symbolic firing towards France.
Hold me back. Yeah. I'd totally do it if I had real bullets.
Yeah, exactly. I take on the French Foreign Legion and fishing interests.
I'm just imagining just like a bunch of very out of shape New Jersey, Old Jerseyans taking on elite commandos of the French Foreign Legion. All these guys like in their 50s who've overthrown like 18 governments in their lives, just like plowing through the cast of The Sopranos, but they happen to be British.
Yeah. Just like ridiculously handsome French men, like absolutely buff, perfect 5 o'clock shadow.
Yep.
And just like trying to repress the thoughts of all the like, I don't know, Algerians they've murdered.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like the guy who was the what was his name? Like the shark?
Yeah. Le Squall.
The squall. Yeah.
Well, he had an Italian ass name. I wish I could remember it. He was like Frederico La Squall Borgherini.
King.
Yeah. Retired French Foreign Legion. Yeah, so that's France. Any other pieces of news?
Wait, what's the future with this standoff? Is there anything for us to look forward to?
I think it already ended.
Well, what if France turns off the power? Or did they get the fishing rights they want?
Just like a dark day in Jersey where the like, I don't know.
The darkest day in Jersey is when they ran out of gabagool.
Where like the spinning pizza display just slows down and turns off. And you're like, oh no, mama. The French that turned off the power. It's like died down, but it's not settled. Like they still don't know what to do with like fishing rights because okay, I think we talked about it before in the show, but Brexit was just like so fucking rushed. Like,
oh, what? No way.
Yeah, they had fucking years. But I think we mentioned in the podcast about like how they had to come up with rules for Gibraltar the day before Brexit went into effect. Like, and yeah, they definitely forgot about these fucking islands too. You can swim between Jersey and France. Like, you don't have to be good at swimming. You can do it.
Well, I'm great at swimming, so no, I'm not. That's a lie. I can't lie about sport. That's just unfair.
Yeah. So nothing is resolved. This could kick up again, and you know, Semper France, death to Jersey, I guess.
Sure, I'll take your word for it, Ciaran. You're a smart guy. I'm on. Fuck Jersey.
I mean, okay, yeah, no, like, I don't like France, I don't like the UK, but Jersey and Guernsey are just stupid societies. They only exist to allow, like, British MPs to tax dodge. It's just like smaller Isle of Man.
I mean, I just think that I just think this is anti-Italian sentiment, but whatever. I'm keeping my mouth shut.
No. The real Italian paisans, independent Guernsey for real Italian.
Yeah. Oh well, you know what? It's the conflict's over. You know, there's not much more to say about it, I guess.
Get that guy who's shooting at the keep and make him commander in chief of this new independent nation.
Make him chief paisan.
Yeah, chief paisan. Last little bit of news that I think we can talk about, which is like fucking wild, is the non-paper that was circling around the EU that, again, to this day, like this happened a long time ago. When was this? Yeah, this happened like middle of last month. And a non-paper was circling around the EU that proposed basically redrawing the Western Balkan borders.
Oh, yeah, we talked about this, didn't we? That then Bosnia like brought this up.
I mentioned this a little bit on the stream, but we haven't actually talked about.
I just want to say,
story itself.
Drawing that sounds like an interview question they give you at McKinsey, like after the manhole cover one. Yeah, all right, you have 15 minutes. Here you go.
Redraw the Balkans.
Do your best.
Yeah, solve the Western Balkans for us.
Yeah, easy. Just give it all to Albania. Boom, done. Fertig.
You see, you say that. And that's kind of a little bit of what they did here.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm trying to copy this image. No, it won't let me. Okay, hang on. I need to send you guys the image of the proposed borders. First of all, okay, the first thing I should probably do is explain what the fuck a non-paper is, because this is the most dumbass thing I've ever heard. Do you guys know what a non-paper is before I go into this?
Nope.
Just tell everyone.
Everything that's not a paper.
Okay, cool. Yeah. A non-paper is like a thing in the EU where you can just release a paper that's unattributed to anyone, uncredited, and just like suggest a policy thing or whatever, and just kind of like float it out there as like a thing everyone can look at and be like, oh, is this a good idea? It's literally just the
Whisper app.
The meme. Yeah, it's like Whisper app. It's like the meme of like, oh, what if we kissed in the bleachers? Just kidding, or am I?
What if we redo the Balkans? You know?
Yeah, but maybe
crazy, right?
Yeah. There we go. Now I get to add the image of like the fucking insane plan.
Dude, yeah, this is the exact same one that we talked about.
We didn't talk about this on the show.
Oh, where did we talk about? Then yeah, maybe you're right.
We just talked about it as like, friends.
This is sick. I appreciate fact that then like Serbia gets less land, just smart, but then they also get more land, which is not smart. Croatia becomes massive. Sick.
I love how Macedonia is just kind of like overlooked. We're just like, yeah, we're just taking half the country, whatever.
Yeah.
So this is kind of inspired by the fact that, so I've read the paper. It's 2 pages long. You can imagine it's not very well thought out. And it's basically like, we have to stop Turkish influence in Bosnia and Macedonia because they're taking too long as countries to get into the EU. They also directly state that we should also like speed run them into NATO. So if you're ever wondering if like the people in the EU view the EU and NATO as one and the same, they apparently do. So that's a fun thought. But yeah, they just came up with all these plans of like, they really, really lean on the precedent of South Tyrol as well, of just like how we're going to do this.
As one should.
Like,
great place, you know?
Yep. Great place. Of just like, okay, you're in Bosnia, but really it's Croatia. It's a lot of like that kind of shit. And so this was all leaked by the Prime Minister of Albania.
He's like, look how fucking sick we're gonna be.
Yeah, pretty much. Because like he was like, he's basically, I've seen this paper. I discussed it with the Prime Minister of Slovenia, who everyone widely suspects is the guy who made the paper.
That's a classic. Yeah. Hey, I'm about to post this tweet. Can you retweet it for me?
Sure thing, buddy. Exactly. Yeah, just writing in the DMs.
But every time Eddie, this is all weirdly happening on like Balkan language Twitter. So like Eddie Rama releases like, I don't know, an interview on TV, Prime Minister of Albania, being like, "Yeah, I've seen this paper. I talked it with Janša. He was the one who like wrote it." And then Janša has to go to Twitter and be like, "No, I didn't. Shut up.
Yeah, I
didn't make this."
I just scheduled to take over half of Macedonia on TweetDeck. Should be at 9:03 a.m. tomorrow. That's supposed to be a good time. Like, you know, get a lot of traction for your invasion.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just like this weird thing. Also, like the people protesting this in Slovenia and in the like on the Slovenian embassy in Bosnia are also just like the people who like almost decided to join ISIS from Bosnia. Like they're not even like going, they're protesting, but they're not even flying the like Bosnian flag. They're flying like just the green flag with the crescent moon and star on it, be like, yeah, this represents our country. What was the group called again? Vera Narod Drazva, which is religion, nation, and country is the name of this group protesting.
Then you got a stew going.
Like. Yeah. And it was formed by a radical cleric gathered in front of the Slovenian embassy in Sarajevo.
Just did a kickflip, and that was
yeah. Simply chanting Bosnia. I'm like, all right, fair enough.
Yeah. That's what everyone chants after he lands a sick kickflip.
That's actually, everyone always says. That's. I feel like that's what you learned as a kid. Like the reason Hitler took over Germany was because he was so eloquent, which I feel like is one of those like stories they tell kids rather than all the facts of history. But I'm just imagining he just screamed Germany over and over again until everyone was like, "Yeah, how about that, Germany?" Like a big slow clap.
Pretty down with this thing that is called Germany. Yeah,
Germany. Yeah. Germany.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you speak of Germany. I think that's the perfect transition to our last story then of, around the world, our world, which is Europe.
We have a German story?
We have one German story. Yes. I guess too, that Merkel is like wanting to waive the waiver of the like vaccine thing, which we're not going to talk about. It's just that then of course she is. Like,
yeah. In short, she's against Biden in waiving the patents on vaccines,
especially because like her party is literally just like lobbying with legs, or like four like lobbying groups in a trench coat.
It's sick that It's sick that like the way remember there was that suicide pact that Trump's cabinet had that so like Mnuchin and them were like, okay, he's not really in charge. Like if he says something dumb, we jump in. That's like what like the NATO EU heads feel about Biden. They're like, yeah, we got to step in case he he goes off on a tangent.
Yeah, but at like that whole shit is so mind-numbingly stupid, but not as mind-numbingly stupid as I think this thing, which I hope gets a little bit more attention, is that Germany is having Junge Welt, a Marxist daily paper, a national daily paper, under the watch of the Verfassungsschutz because they apparently don't stand to the values of the Bundesrepublik Deutschland. Which they reasoning is that they bring up that class is a thing and that they sometimes quote Marxists, along with maybe a couple other of the stupidest things I've ever heard. That they like glorify like they're a fucking communist paper, like, you know, whatever. Yeah. And the thing that's the funniest is that the day of it is the today they're talking about like freedom of speech in the German parliament. So
sick. Well, the reasoning I heard is that like in the Constitution it says that like all Germans are equal, right? So like all people are equal before the law, and they're like cool, and like that's good, but like I don't know, like when you write a constitution, can you not be like, this is aspirational? Like this is like, I feel like that's in every like decent like Western European country's constitution, but you're writing this being like, that's the way it should be. And we should drive towards that. But no. The CDU politicians have interpreted that to mean, no, everyone is equal. And if you point out a way that they're not, that's unconstitutional. Yeah. I'm like, oh no, this might stick because
Germany is that stupid of a country for that type of positivism law to work.
Yeah. Constitutional law in this country has just been going ham this year.
Yeah, well, that's it. Because, like, I mean, like, I think the thing that a lot of people don't understand about this is how this episode that I've had in the works that I'm eventually going to get down to making with you guys is the sense of that there is all this weird influence coming into the German the Constitutional Court, the equivalent to the German Supreme Court, that is like extreme right-wing influence, and they take their side pretty much on every thing that they petition against, you know?
Yeah.
And it is like a lot of the people who are on the Constitutional Court are all these old CDU people, and the way that they interpret the law is like, I mean, given I'm no lawyer, I've never studied law, but it's very questionable, to say the least. It's very much that then you have to like really twist and turn and do this thing exactly like that of, oh, well, you know, the German Constitution says that every person's equal, so therefore you can't say that. That's the type of shit that they're continuously doing in order. I mean, like the thing that then matters to most of these right-wing groups is like economic stuff currently that they're like taking through to the Constitutional Court. But the thing of like the rent cap in Berlin was because of literally a law that ran out that then Germany doesn't have grandfathered in to just like renew itself. And so they never bothered to renew it in 2006 and then ends up allowed to then be, you know, brought up then on this, you know, for federal versus state level sort of thing. And Germany is like just riddled with all these contradictions everywhere within, not even just the Constitution, but just like everywhere within German society. So the fact that also too that I don't think there's been equivalent investigations for openly Nazi papers that are nationwide. Like Junge Freiheit is probably one of the most notorious. That is an open, like actual Nazi paper that they have like very good relations with the AfD, with the NPD. They are, I would argue, like, you know, legitimately dangerous in the sense of the like types of people that they associate themselves with. And I don't want to say the word verfassungswürdig because that's a stupid word in German that means that you're against the Constitution, because I think the Constitution of this country is pretty stupid to begin with. But like they would fall under like probably the category of like Volksverhetzung, which is, you know, like hate speech and stuff like that. And I don't see many investigations coming out against Junge Freiheit. Sorry. Junge Welt was one of the former papers of the SED of East Germany. It was the youth paper for like the young Red Octoberists or whatever. The like the FDJ, the Free German Youth, and their journalism is fine. Their op-eds I think are very good. You know, they're much more of a paper of giving a socialist perspective, a Marxist, very explicit Marxist perspective to events happening within Germany, the EU, and, you know, other stuff that the left, you know, should be, you know, showing solidarity with. If for those who know the publication Jungle World broke themselves off from Junge Welt in the 90s because the anti-Deutsch question sort of thing, you know, the you know, Zionism sort of thing. But yeah, no, they're a very good publication. I had an interview there once. I did not get the job, but yeah, they are. It's just disgusting to see then how, like, if you are a socialist paper in this country, the things that will be done. You know, if you're radically left wing and you show that, then that you, like, again, you know, same thing that we had in the bonus episode discussion. If you show solidarity with these people that you know you're not supposed to show solidarity with in Germany because of whatever reason, whether it be that you know socialist or the Kurdish movement or Palestinians or so on, you know, like, you know, women's movements, so on and so forth, international solidarity simply, the German government is going to make up bullshit reasons of why you are then considered to be against the German constitution. So just kind of bringing this to light. If you live in Germany, there are, I'm assuming, you know, I've just been seeing Junge Welt sharing their stuff continuously. I'm assuming that there will be some action to be taken also as well, because this is just stupid. Just genuinely one of the dumbest things I've seen like this last year in this country. There's a lot.
Yeah, but if like doing class analysis in Germany becomes illegal, then we get like a better reason to set up our podcast legally in Ireland.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that I mean, I think you said this, Nick, but it's pretty clear that the point is to demonize, criminalize a left-wing publication, like rather than fidelity to the law. It's like, you know, getting them up on, it's like those weird obscure laws like, oh, you can't have more than 3 pigs, so, you know, death penalty it is for you. It's like, you know, they're like, oh well, and because Germany has this just absurd constitution fetish, not surprising that they can whip something up on that front.
Yeah, and they can always couple it with this sense too of that we've had this discussion as well with how the conservative German consensus views East Germany. You know, I don't give a shit that Neues Deutschland and Junge Welt were 2 like party papers from the East. I don't. They're good. Like, they are legitimately good publications. They have, you know, really good, particularly on current events. I would say that they're the only one that then have good opinion pieces about what's going on in the world, which is, and they don't do it with the sense of having like star names, you know, like the Ulf Polschatz or whatever. It's just genuinely good journalists of being like, hey, this is going on in the world, and kind of in a very traditional sense of how you would see left-wing journalism done, you know, of you know, smaller publications within the United States, within, you know, just kind of putting light onto things that then are happening in terms of like, you know, taking an anti-imperialist. Those aren't even op-eds. It's just reporting news that then is from, you know, that Marxists and socialists, you know, care about, that then often get ignored by, you know, normal media. And you're absolutely right then that then they will use any excuse whatsoever, according to the constitutional law, that, oh, they were a paper in East Germany. Yeah, big fucking deal, you know? Like, they're like, how many fucking like Nazi continuation things still exist that then just don't get flinched at, you know?
Yeah, like I think it's I experienced this recently. I encountered my first like very Vessi kind of socialist shit of just like, I am a socialist, I am a communist, but I will never vote for Die Linke.
It's stupid.
Like, yeah, it's just like, okay. I mean, I respect people who don't vote for Die Linke for like very legitimate reasons. Some of the things that we've talked about are being put off by certain aspects or wings of that party, but like, just on the offhand, like, Vessi shit of they are the continuation of the SED, and this is like, it's been a while, are they? Like,
yeah, whatever.
Can I cheer you up with I can't say it's a happy story, because I'm very offended. But
it's a dumb as fuck story.
It's a story. Thank you, Ciaran, for bringing this to our attention. I'll just read the headline here from Politico. Liechtenstein prince accused of poaching, quote, Romania's largest bear. Yep. The royal killed a 17-year-old brown bear in an act of trophy hunting.
Yep.
That is, of course, Prince Emmanuel von und zu Liechtenstein.
That's disgusting. That's a horrible name.
Although, shout out to like the royalty left in Liechtenstein, where you just have to have the name from Liechtenstein. That's like that's some princely shit. Like I don't even think the Habsburgs ever had that.
I mean, that literally is aristocracy shit.
Yeah, I still have the country named after me.
The whole, like, the story and the quotes have a very Coen Brothers vibe to me. There's just a lot of people saying, well, and then he killed the wrong bear and things like that. So let me walk you through it. So in March, Prince Emmanuel visited Romania and killed this 17-year-old brown bear. Again, the largest bear in Romania, which was on a protected nature reserve. Now, the reason he was invited to, I don't know if they're endangered or what, but you can't just go hunt brown bears. The reason that he had a license to go hunt was because he was supposed to shoot a female bear, which the Romanian government had issued like a special hunting, I don't know, an open season call for.
Yeah, you have to get, for hunting permit, yeah.
No, but this bear specifically, like you can't get permits to hunt bears, but this bear was disturbing locals in a village in the Cardigan Mountains.
Yeah.
But then he just didn't kill that bear. He killed a male nicknamed Arthur. That was again the largest bear in Romania, and people are upset.
Well, this is
how are you supposed to fucking know which bear it is?
Don't defend him here, Nick. Come on. All right, I should say in general.
Like once you get the license from the Romanian government, the wayfinder on your map will highlight the target for the current mission selected.
Oh, of course, yeah. How could I forget? How could I forget that it's loaded into my HUD?
Yeah, exactly. And then you shoot the wrong bear and you automatically get 2 stars in Romania. It's just like, oh no.
The tank just...
the tank that's like the classic GTA tank that's being like shot
from
backward.
The sky.
No, but you shoot behind you so you can fly.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, like, is the proper bear wearing like a special hat or something? Is it gold?
It's like a big target painted on it.
Maybe
it's got boobies.
Would explain it.
It's a lady bear.
There's the one female bear in all of Romania.
But I have to say, this is just like classic like Politico shit of just like not like the article, not the actual publication, but just like when you are someone high up in society, when you are an elite, when you go on a hunting trip, you have to shoot the unintended target, right? Like, sure, usually traditionally it's like your political rival and it's a good way to get them out of the picture. Oh, I thought you were a deer. Whoops.
You mean this is deep cover for when he accidentally kills like a second cousin? Yeah. I'm a bad shot. It's my say.
I killed that bear in Romania. It was all over the news.
Prince Emmanuel did have
fault more than it is mine.
He did have to pay 7,000 euros to obtain the 4-day hunting permit. So maybe he was just like, I spent good money on this. I'm going to kill the largest bear to impress all of my, to impress Don and Eric Trump and all the inbred cousins.
There's enough people in Liechtenstein that he was like, they were waiting for him to come home.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, the entire country is just waiting at the train station just to like.
He's just like, I did it. Yay.
I mean, Liechtenstein literally is just Vaduz, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that like this is fucking like bubblegum kingdom or whatever.
Their main exports are dentures and cat food. So a great smelling country all around.
That's what the one large bear was gonna go to.
Yeah. You can die and go to Liechtenstein heaven, where you'll have perfect teeth forever and all the cat food you can eat.
Well, no, it's going to become cat food, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. We paid €7,000. Think of it as like an investment in good Liechtensteinish industry.
Yeah.
just throws the bear into the wood chipper.
Yeah, Liechtenstein's a hunter-gatherer society where the one king or the one prince has to go out and just solely benefit to the economy.
Yeah, find fuel for cat food.
Yeah.
Longtime listeners will know that it was the richest man in Brussels, in Romania, who was hunting boars, I believe, from a helicopter.
Well, I think we joked about the helicopter because he killed like 5,000 of them. And they're like, how did he do that?
Apparently, hunting boars is somewhat common. I don't know if you boys want to take a little trip.
Pastime activity.
I see some packages online. I'm googling right now for €1,000 a person, and maybe with the Patreon money we can take a little trip.
Yep. Accidentally shoot the Prince of Liechtenstein.
No, but
you were a boy.
People are upset. So
give us money, we'll recreate the most dangerous game. With your favorite mega recon.
Now that would be sick. That would be really offering something on Patreon instead of just another podcast. Yeah, one free and then one you pay for. No, you get to hunt the richest man of Andorra.
Who I still don't know who that is. They're very secretive. In
Whoever they are, I'm sure they're easy to capture. They don't have as much security.
France?
That's why we have to hunt them.
Wouldn't it just...
Because they won't tell us.
Well, no, technically because... no, it would fall under then France, wouldn't it? Because technically Macron is also the leader of Andorra.
He is, but no, they have their own banking system. So it's all very secretive. Like all these little tiny countries exist too. Every European country has one. Like France has Monaco, Italy has San Marino, Germany has Liechtenstein, the UK has the Isle of Man, and Spain has Andorra. It's just like the place where we do tax crimes, money crimes.
That's nice that the French let them do that. The Spanish.
Well, they already have Monaco, so it seemed rude to.
Yeah, two is just too overkill.
Much. Yeah.
Wait, I wanted to leave it with one quote here.
Go for it, buddy.
Just because this is not just a fluff piece. This has become a national issue. On the one hand, there are multiple NGOs which have brought this to everyone's attention, and this is because brown bears are a protected species and all of this, and people like big animals, I guess. But I was specifically thinking of this line when I mentioned it's a Coen Brothers situation. I'll just read it from Politico. Romanian Prime Minister Florin Situ, hope I said his name right, appeared to downplay the issue in an interview with national media on Wednesday, saying, quote, "It looks like it's not the biggest bear."
Yes.
Obviously bigger.
Don't worry. I killed a bigger one last week. Come on. What's everyone upset about? So, bear-related political controversies coming soon to a country near you.
That's why people listen to this show.
I'm all for it. I was actually, literally today, I was thinking, Twitter in general, people love animals, but on leftist Twitter, everyone's like, oh, I'm into monkeys now because, you can't obsess about politics all the time and you need a break. And literally, I was like, maybe I should get into bears. And then Ciaran sends me this, and now I have a cause.
Bears are great. Bears are fantastic. I'm a huge fan of bears. I refuse to believe that bears are dangerous. This is just my point. They're just not.
They're like pit bulls. You did something wrong, not the bear.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have had that bag of chips outside your tent.
Exactly.
I love that like Rob's pro bear position has led him to become like a Liechtenstein Republican. Like a Republic of Liechtenstein, abolish the royal family.
Exactly, yeah.
If I was a Liechtensteinian, I would want the bear to kill Prince Emmanuel and then, due to an obscure law, become the new prince of the country. And like they have to put him on the throne and everything.
Yeah. It definitely is the Liechtenstein goes by the same laws as Wakanda, that you have to kill the like chieftain in order, which in this case is whatever, the prince or his father or whatever. And then by the sense of royal combat, the bear would become, prime minister. Because also, you abolish the monarchy.
That'd be great. I'm thinking how many countries could be taken over by animals.
I think bears could take over all of Europe easily if there was enough of them.
Yeah, they were here before us.
I mean,
like a map.
Stolen land acknowledgement for bear.
Yeah,
It's like
I was saying, bears aren't dangerous, but you get a bear pissed, and it will,
Give them the control of like a nation's economy.
Yeah, they're just like humans.
Yeah, exactly. But cuter and cuddlier and love apples. If anyone's seen that lovely picture of the bears underneath the apple tree. You can't tell me that they're dangerous. Those are fucking grizzly bears too. The least dangerous of all bears.
I like that we were joking that this was like a kind of a stupid story, but as soon as Rob said that, like, the prime minister of Romania was grilled on this, I'm like, all right, apparently it's a big deal in Romania.
Romania,
the Romanians are like, they killed our bear.
Romania has the largest concentration of brown bears in the world, apparently. So it's a thing.
Yeah. Most of
where
Romania
I'm
is,
going
like, super
to hang
wild.
out with my favorite animal, an animal that will not harm you if you just treat it right.
Romania has like,
why are there
place
teddy
with, like,
bears? Huh? Tell me that. You wouldn't have a stuffed animal that you would cuddle that is problematic or dangerous. Think
exactly.
about it.
I like how you say problematic as if he has like some old tweets. the like Prince of Liechtenstein is like, no, he was racist. He said some bad thing. He said some bad things about Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, this bear definitely had a problem of singing along to certain rap songs and not
self-censoring
himself.
You don't want to look
like
up what this bear's grandfather was doing in World War II.
Like he's like, I get it, he's a brown bear, but like he's not a black bear. He can't say that word.
Yeah.
Ew.
I'm tired, baby.
All right. I guess on that, I don't even know how to end this.
That was a note.
The bears will inherit the earth.
Yeah.
Or at least Romania. And possibly Liechtenstein if there's any justice in the world.
I'm down with that. I'm fine with that. I'm fine.
Like the bears won't rebuild the Roman Empire, but they're going to carve out a barbarian kingdom, for themselves. It's going to be on the map.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it.
Bear City. And on that note, that's been another episode of Corner Späti. We've been pretty loose this episode, but because we're still doing this, go help and volunteer for Deutsche Fotokoen Teichmann if you live in Berlin. Message Rob. He will help you out.
Yep. Yeah. Just message me. I'll tweet some. We have some publicly scheduled collections going on soon, but check out the Twitter.
Rob is also tweeting again, so just follow Rob.
Yeah,
even if you aren't in Berlin.
Could last for 10, maybe 15 days before I run out of gas
bored.
again, and much like a bear, I have to hibernate. Posting tweets is like eating a lot of salmon, you see, and I have to do it a lot and get really fat, and so then I can sleep for months. That is the ideal posting cycle.
Oh, and on that note, catch us next week for a bonus episode on Wednesday. Not Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah, we recorded on Wednesday.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, join Euro Vibes on twitch.tv/Corner Späti. Do it now.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Peace.